Hey, what's up guys? For today's video I want to talk about some new watches that I got, and these are not the ones. I have videos on these watches, so go back to my channel and check them out if you want. But I guess the topic for today's video is to talk about do tactical watches or EDC watches, do they have to be super expensive? And obviously the answer is no, but can you get the look without having to pay the premium price? So right here I've got a couple G-Shock watches, G-Shock being the standard for toughness, durability, and quality. You've got about a $200 arrangement, and these prices will vary a little bit, but ballpark they're pretty accurate. So you got a $200 arrangement, $300 super tactical Mudman, and a $400 Golfmaster. In my opinion, those prices are just ridiculous, right? And I pay them because I love G-Shocks and I am a collector, so I'm happy to pay that price. But for most people, you know, that's a ridiculous price for essentially just a digital watch, right? So I've been looking into this one company that seems to be causing quite a stir for at least the last couple of years, and that is SMAEL, or SMAEL. I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I'm just going to call it SMAEL. But yeah, so I've been really curious about these watches because, first of all, they're super cheap. For both of these watches, I spent, how much did I spend? $25 after taxes and shipping included. So realistically, I really spent $10 for each watch. I'm not going to call these counterfeits, but let's be real. Let's not beat around the bush. These are copies of G-Shocks. They're copies of the Mudmaster. But, you know, whatever. But they've got the look. They've got that tactical look that people like that normally costs you $400 to $1,000. So $400 to $1,000. That's what you're paying if you're buying a G-Shock that looks like this. But for first impressions or initial impressions, right, quality feels great. It doesn't feel like a $400 watch, but for $10 it feels damn good. The band doesn't feel any cheaper than what you would get from a Master of G. It feels like your standard resin band. As far as how long it's going to last, only time will tell. So you know, I'll put out updates as necessary. If it functions perfectly, then there's no need to update. But as far as visibility too, right now what you're seeing through the camera is what you should expect to see in real life. I'm looking at it through the viewfinder and in real life, and that's pretty accurate. That is the accurate representation of what you expect to see. So I've got the khaki version and OD green version, my two favorite colors, and both of them look absolutely fantastic. Like, I would be proud to wear this watch in front of any other gearhead. And just to step back a little bit, presentation. I mean, it comes in a metal box. I have bought G-Shocks over $100 that came in little shitty cardboard boxes that were essentially trash. So the fact that you're paying $10 for a watch and they still take the time and effort to give it a somewhat decent presentation means a lot to me. And I think that's something that's lost in a lot of companies nowadays. So, you know, you can talk crap about Chinese products all you want, but I think for the price, you still get treated like a decent customer. You know, most other companies you got to pay a premium to get any kind of quality presentation. Not that this is like some super fantastic thing, but you know, it's a metal container for $10. You can't beat that. So let's go over the functions, which there are not many, but all of the ones that you need. So the function button is right here. Let me just make sure you get a good, I don't know what's up with the camera right now. Let's zoom in. Okay, there we go. Okay, so you've got time, stopwatch, alarm, and then adjust. So you don't hold the adjust button here like you would normally do on a G-Shock. You have to go to the adjust mode. And to adjust the information on the watch, you adjust it by cycling through with this button, and then to make the actual adjustments, you would hit this button. It's not, you can only adjust in one direction. So, if you wanted to change this to 1200, you would have to cycle all the way through the day back to 12 o'clock, which is not a big deal. And then hitting the function button or the mode button again takes you back to main time. And for loom, let's go ahead and look at the loom. Let me go ahead and turn off the light real quick. It's the top button right here. So perfectly good loom or illumination. What I like about the illumination is that it is not super bright. It's a soft glow, so perfect for in the middle of the night, and you're not gonna burn out your eyes. And my biggest question about this watch was, what did this do? And it does nothing. It's just there for design, and that I'm fine with that. I like it. So I think it just looks cool. Kind of like intake vents on a car that do absolutely nothing. Alright, so we've gone over the basic functions and initial impression. Let's go ahead and do some tests. Alright, so I'm just going to throw this watch off of this ledge here 3 times and we'll see how well it holds up. Alright, dropping it again. And one more. Alright, so you saw the drops, and I mean those were pretty significant drops. That was about 12 feet, and let's see, still works great. Everything still feels tight. Oh, seems like we've lost illumination. Okay, well there you have it. And that's a bummer. Trying to see if I can somehow maybe that's interesting. I wonder what happened inside this watch that just the illumination doesn't work. I wonder if the buttons still work. Okay, so the stopwatch still works. I wonder if something broke off on the inside. Okay, well there you have it. The watch did not survive the drop. Well, I'm not going to say it didn't survive. I'm going to say that it's not fully functioning. Well, we'll call that a fail. I mean, it didn't manage to. It should be able to have all functions working properly. All right, let's go ahead and test it in the water. All right, so while the OD green one is in the water, I noticed in the instructions it says explicitly do not press any buttons while submerged. So considering that one's a loss, let's go ahead and push some buttons. Alright, so it seems like it survived the water test. Granted, there was absolutely no pressure, so, you know, it was just in a little sink. And I ain't no rocket surgeon, so I don't know if that is a decent or a trustworthy test. But, I mean, you saw it. I was pushing the crap out of those buttons. And it doesn't seem like it did much. Who knows, maybe later on today it'll start fogging up inside. But I'll keep you guys updated. I'm a little bummed out that it didn't survive. I mean, those were pretty hard falls though. If you didn't hear it through the microphone, I mean, that thing was smacking the ground pretty good. But hey, 12 feet fall, 12-foot drop, everything else still works. And I mean, how often do you actually drop a watch like that high? You're never going to drop a watch like that. The watch is going to stay on your wrist. As far as, you know, normal, just banging it around and stuff, I think durability, even though the light doesn't work anymore, it passed the durability test. So $10, you can't beat that. So my takeaway so far, like I said, this is just a first impression, very basic test, and as time goes on, if anything negative happens, I will put an update. But so if a week or two goes by and you don't see an update on my channel, then that means that the watch is working perfectly fine. But in my opinion, what you've got is a perfectly capable, respectable watch that looks good. It looks really good. The reason why I got this is because it looked exactly like a Mudmaster, but it's fully digital. The reason why I don't have a Mudmaster, I almost have all of the Master of G's. The reason why I don't have a Mudmaster is because the experience that I had with the Golf Master was not good. Like, great, the quality is excellent, right? So don't get me wrong. These Master of G's are phenomenal, but for me and the kind of watch person that I am, I'm not a fan of digital analog watches. They just don't make sense to me. I think they're just too complicated. There's too much going on. For me, I'm a simple man. I just need a digital display. So I got the look of the Mudmaster, which is great, but the simplicity of just a simple digital display with just the bare bones features. So the look and the simplicity that I need, for me, that's a home run. $10. You can't beat it. And going back to that drop test, I am bummed out that the light doesn't work anymore. Who knows? I'm still kind of hoping that out of some random magic it starts working again. But it'll handle a drop. It'll still work. And you can push the buttons submerged, even though the instructions tell you not to. I mean, you saw me. I was pushing the crap out of those buttons. So I'd say this was a successful watch purchase. For a everyday beater watch, you cannot beat the SMAEL watch. And I mean, even for your kid, if you got kids, buy them a SMAEL. It's $10. They're gonna love it because it's a big, bad, tactical looking watch, and you're gonna love it because you didn't waste $50 on something that you know they're gonna break or lose eventually. So that's all I got for you now. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you with your next watch purchase, and tune in for my next show. All right, bye.